Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Mark Out Mania.
Woo! Yeah.
Uh, how's everyone doing?
Oh, like 5 pound sack of shit in a 4 pound bag.
Sounds about right.
Uh, I just want to say, it's been a really, rough week, especially, in wrestling. Shad Gaspar, what happened with him. You know,
That's very tragic, but he died a hero,
yes.
saving his son, and absolutely nothing but you know kindest regards to his family. He was him and Crime Time wrestled at WrestleCade last year, and I was just like, I was really impressed. I was like going because they've been out of the major groups for so long, and I was just like, they still got it, and they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
Arisa Hoshiki, the Wonder of Stardom champion, announced her retirement this week because of neck and head injuries, which had been rumored for a while since March that she had pretty bad neck and head injuries. But yeah, it was confirmed this week that she was going to retire. And then, of course, yesterday, Hana Kimura has passed away at 22 years old. And so it's been a rough week.
Yeah, and the season finale of
Oh yeah, Dark
Dark
Side of the
Side of the
Ring.
Ring, and having
Yeah,
a
the Owen Hart.
the Owen Hart, tragedy after 20 years. And
That definitely opened up some old wounds.
oh man, tell me about it. It really did. What were y'all doing? Were y'all watching it? I didn't watch the pay-per-view.
I was actually watching the pay-per-view as it happened. I was watching it at the time with my wife. We were in the living room, and because she wasn't that big into wrestling, but she loved the Hart family. She loved the Pink and Black Attack,
Right.
and we were watching the pay-per-view, and she kept saying, "Owen Hart's got to get out of that stupid mask," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." And we're watching it, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember anything about that pay per view except the Owen Hart thing. I remember the Raw is Rowan. I remember the next night Raw is Owen easily, but I can't remember the pay per view. It's because I was in shock afterwards. I mean, we didn't know what was going on as we were watching it, and after JR said that, that Owen Hart tragically passed. Well, I mean, we just sat there and looked at each other like, no, that can't be real. No, come on, stop. And it took us a while to like, like have that sink in. And we stood up half the night as trying to get information. Did he really die? Like, is this for real? Because you would think that it would stop the show if somebody really died.
Right.
I mean,
unless you're Vince McMahon,
right. There you go. So I mean, there wasn't Hey Google back then, So we were scouring the internet for all kinds of information, So it was weird. It was a little weird.
Real quick, I want to shout out to Angie in the chat room.
What's up, Ange? What's going on? It's nice for waking up.
Actually, so at that time, I didn't have access to pay-per-view till like 2001 for some reason because cable here was kind of weird. So on pay-per-views, like we would follow like online, like in the wrestling forums and stuff, the discussion boards, you would follow stuff. So I remember, finding out, there, like what was going on.
Right.
And then because, I watched Spanish language television, that was the consistent thing that we did. like they were covering that story. The craziest thing, the day after, they showed like, I mean, have y'all ever heard about the footage of his fall?
I've never seen it. I've known
No.
somebody told me it exists, and
Yeah.
then I've heard it doesn't exist.
They showed it on
Really?
on the Spanish language television. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Like I remember seeing the clip. So I mean, that one hit me really hard. I remember just following that all that night, and I mean, everyone was super depressed on the wrestling forums and stuff. When it happened, up to that point when Andre the Giant died, I remember that affected me and my brother Larry hard for some reason. We just couldn't believe Andre the Giant was dead. And then
It's a little different with Andre because you knew he was suffering and you knew his end was coming soon, but the Owen thing came out of nowhere.
I mean, I was like a teenager or something, so
Right.
I didn't really know, like I didn't really know because young and dumb, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, we all were, but it's a little different when Owen because you just saw the guy,
yeah,
He was cutting a promo as he was falling.
Yeah.
I mean, that. So I didn't see, I didn't see the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But the next night, of course, we heard, what happened through the next day, and my neighbors across the street, their daughter Brittany, she was 11, and her cousin Daniel, who would come over there a lot, and sometimes we would all talk wrestling and sometimes watch Nitro or Raw or flip back and forth and things.
Yeah.
Well, they'd been giving Owen a hard time, because that was his character.
Yeah.
And it was cool to, Owen was a heel. They were giving him a hard time. They were calling him a nugget and everything. Well, Raw is on and and they're doing the like the 10 bell salute or whatever, however it started.
Yeah.
And,
Owen.
and then after, and then after that, my phone rings and I pick it up and it's Brittany's mom, and she's like, is there any way you can come over here because Brittany and Daniel won't quit crying, and I don't know what to tell them. And I was like, yeah. And so they were really busted up, and they felt like this is how the mind of a child works, but they felt so bad for calling him a nugget. They really did, and they felt like they felt like it was partly their fault. That it happened because they were mean to him. It's like, how do you not like a couple of kids who feel that, something so, so impossible,
Yeah.
and they were just it took a little while, and it took about 20 minutes to calm them down. But
I can imagine. Yeah, that's tough on a kid too.
Yeah, and like I said, they were just they were young and they were they were good kids, so that whole thing, and of course I remember going, saying to myself, it's like how stupid the whole thing was that he was even the Blue Blazer again.
Yeah.
And you heard that again.
Routine.
Yeah, the whole thing in the Dark Side of the Ring special. and it really was. It was such a stupid use. I liked when he was the last heart, or the whatever they were calling him. They had the black tights. Yeah, the black heart with the tights, and he didn't have the pink on anymore, but he's still, it's like, he's out there, doing the best he could, and they just kept coming at him with those stupid fucking angles, and I don't know, and just like they said, everything that Martha went through, after that, it's just all of that just brought back 20 years of just just bad feelings, especially toward Vince and Kevin Dunn and all that bullshit, and whoever made that call.
I totally agree with you, Angie. Martha Hart is an absolutely amazing woman. She is.
Yeah, and I mean the kids too. I mean,
God bless the anger in the kid's voice too. You hear the anger. She's watching the show.
Yeah, I mean, he's denied all that time. Potentially with his dad. So
yeah, and you got to give. I understand where Martha's coming from, where she doesn't want Owen in the Hall of Fame because she doesn't want Vince making money off that shit.
Well, yeah, that's totally perfectly logical and thing. So
I can't believe Vince sued her. I was like, you don't sue the victim. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, it's just like he didn't even like getting questioned about it.
Yeah.
When they
said I didn't like your tone. I don't like your tone.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I remember when that happened back in the day. It reminded me of that time he was on Bob Costas. Do you remember his blow up?
I don't remember. Yeah.
On the Bob Costas show.
Well, he was roid raging in that interview. So there you go.
Yeah.
The humpy bastard. Look at him. All pumped up full of roids. Well, you can't intimidate me, Bob Costas. Yeah, shut the hell up.
Who the hell is Bob Costas ever intimidated?
I know. He was like 5'2", 110 pounds soaking wet. Come on.
I feel bad, but when I think of Bob Costas now, all I think about is that one Olympics where he had that thing going on with his eyes.
Oh,
did y'all see that one? His eyes, he had like pink eye or something.
I remember that.
Yeah. And everyone was like, "Why are you having him on TV?"
Yeah. Another thing too about Bob Costas that aggravated me was when, like, I think it was around in the late 90s, and pro wrestling was so huge, and like he was mad at Dennis Rodman for associating with it.
I remember that, Zeus. I remember that. Yeah. I was saying Robin Hogan on Jay Leno. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like he's talking shit about pro wrestling, and I'm like, motherfucker, you used to do instant replay on Sunday night's main event for WWF.
Yeah.
So they paid you pretty damn well to pretend it was real. So just shut your mouth. You act like it's some kind of big disgrace. You were right there, part of it in the 80s.
Let's say this, not to defend Vince McMahon, because but because I think he's definitely going to get his at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He has a lot of things he asked me for, but in Vince's defense, he has done every single stunt that every wrestler has ever done. He's actually tried it before they have. Yeah, because he's willing to do everything that he asks his talent to, but his narcissism drives him to make his talent do stupid things.
Right.
I mean, the thing with Shawn Michaels coming from the ceiling across, the thing with Owen Hart, the thing with all these stupid things he asks his wrestlers to do.
Well,
that's his narcissism getting in the way of good business decisions.
In this specific case, it's interesting because we remember he had done Owen had done the propelling from the whatever you call it, the dropping from he done it before, but on a different rigging, right? And it was a safer rigging, but they didn't like it because they wanted him to do to have kind of a quick release so he could do like a pratfall and a joke and stuff. And it's just unfortunate. Probably, I mean, one of the worst things about it, and it plays into the negligence thing, is just that he was in this rigging he wasn't used to and may have accidentally released himself, which
is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. And
it's like
anything. It could have been a malfunction. He could have accidentally released it. It's either way, Pedro. The whole thing should have never happened.
Yeah, well, I guess what I'm saying is they should have just used that other rigging they had used before that had worked perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they shouldn't have put him in a fucking blue blazer suit and fucking put him in the damn.
I know. What you're saying, Zeus, is right, because he was being punished. The blue blazer thing was punishment because he wouldn't do the Deborah angle that they wanted him to do.
Right. Exactly. Again, that's versus narcissism. How dare you defy me? Well, you know what then? I'm going to make you look like shit.
Yeah.
He did the same thing with Dino Bravo.
He did
the same thing.
He did the same thing with everyone under the sun.
Everybody.
They did it to Hunter after the Madison Square.
Oh yeah. He fed Hunter shit for a year. Yeah.
He put him under the damn. He's like fucking Barry Horowitz and damn Brooklyn Brawler, but opening up for them is Triple H and coming out
Hunter
first.
squashed the Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior in 18 seconds. Remember that?
At WrestleMania 12, yeah.
And then a slot match. I
think the
stupid pig match.
The thing with Ultimate Warrior was before Angie
the pig match. Yeah, Pedro, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was before he got in trouble. It was before the curtain call thing.
Mm-hmm. But again, that's all Vince's his ego. You get it. You're in a profession where it's the nature of the beast that people are going to get hurt in the ring already. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why add to that? Why say I'm going to take even more of an unnecessary risk? Because you already know people are going to get hurt. It's just how it is. Why double that risk?
It was that push because it was the push back because Sting was doing it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm.
So
that's why he's doing the crow gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's tough. It's just tough. I mean, I felt in the way I was watching it. I was watching The Dark Side, and I felt for Martha and her son, but in a way, at the same time, I was very proud of them. The way they came out of this, they started the foundation for Owen, and she wanted answers. She wasn't just going to take here, this is what happened, and that's it. She was like, no. I want you to take me to where this happened. I want you to show me all the evidence. And at the end of the day, someone is going to be held responsible and accountable, and someone will pay.
Although, I mean, in some ways, no one actually really paid for it, but
no,
I mean, no one's ever going to know exactly what happened. Only the Owen and the riggers who are up there are going to know, really what happened. And we're never going to hear that side of. And
that 20 million or whatever, how much you got, that doesn't mean dick. Right. I'm sorry, because it doesn't. I mean, it's not nothing. I mean, way back then that was a lot of money, but it still doesn't mean anything. You can't pay me up. I want answers.
There's never a price for a life.
No. I want answers. I want answers. You know.
But yeah, that was definitely a hard thing this week. I mean, it was super depressing to watch that episode.
Again, I remember Raw is Owen. I don't remember the pay per view. I don't remember the pay per view the day before.
Oh man, people! I don't mean to interrupt you, but people were showing some clips. There's a clip before the Undertaker match later that evening.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in the main event, and you see Undertaker, and there's this clip where you're looking at his face, and he looks at the spot where Owen fell, and you just see this look come across his face, and then he's like trying to get back into game face, but it's like he looks so shaken. I mean, which obviously they're wrestling brothers, just fell and died, and they had to be like beyond shaken. And then they're like, "Oh, here, go wrestle where he died."
Yeah.
Oh, brutal, man! This is just sad. Everything was sad. It's been a sad week in wrestling.
I don't remember anything from the Nitro. I don't remember anything.
They had Chris Benoit and Bret Hart had a tribute match.
Well, that was months later.
Because they were in
months later. Months later, after the fact, they did that at the same arena.
Yeah.
Right. Well, right. You're right.
The Nitro after so the when Raw had the Raw's Owen Nitro, they had a little graphic at the very beginning for Owen, and I mean that was about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they mentioned it. The commentators mentioned it with somber voice or whatever, and that was about it from what I recall.
I mean, because he did wrestle some in WCW.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in WCW before he was in WWF.
My apologies, I got that mixed up.
Oh no.
Angie's saying they did the bell salute. They may indeed have done that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Angie, Martha was totally right. Why it wasn't treated as a crime scene. She was also right in bringing up that the police should have even regardless of what the WWF wanted to do. The police should have shut the show down. Yes,
I agree. Yeah, because it's a crime scene now.
Yeah, she mentioned that. Martha mentioned that on that doc. Yeah, the police should have shut it down if the WWF wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, you'd think the fire marshal or some damn body would have, But there's so much shady shit that happens in wrestling, and they might have been swearing up and down to the police. Hey, they're taking him to the hospital. He's going to be all right. They might. Yeah,
who knows what they were saying? Exactly, Zeus, you're right. Who knows what they were saying? Who knows?
Do y'all remember the Craig Kilborn show?
Yeah, I do.
He was a late night guy. Do you remember the next day, that Monday night? I just remember this because it was kind of a big thing. He made a joke about he said the blue blazer died, but the white turtleneck is doing fine or something like that. Do y'all remember that at all? It was some joke around.
Vaguely. I remember took a lot of shit for that. Yeah.
It just popped in my head right now. Useless trivia for stuff.
Yeah, it's just tough. But they, and it's just sad. It's been a sad week of wrestling. So they're trying to gear this up a little bit. Just to switch it up a little bit. Speaking of the documentaries, they did on. So, have any of you guys seen the Undertaker documentary?
No.
It's very good.
The what?
It's very good. I mean, the Undertaker documentary, man. The last ride.
Oh no! I have not seen that.
Wow, it's that man's been through some shit. His body's completely broke down. It actually takes him a year to physically get ready for one match.
Wow. That to me says he should not be doing it anymore.
No, he should. He should. And it's a 5-part documentary, so they're only into 2 parts so far. But he apologized to Roman Reigns about that match on Mania. He was upset at that match. Yeah, because even he said he should have never stepped in that ring because he could barely walk. He dropped 30 pounds. He looks great now. Stuff like that, but. It really takes a really great insight into his life. And you talk about this big, badass Texan, he cowers to his wife. It's funny, because, she tells him, like, you've been told, like, you're going to retire for years. I don't want to hear that bullshit anymore, So, she keeps him in check, which is kind of cool, because he needs that. But it definitely gives you insight into the man, Mark Calloway, It's so cool, though. Just to bring things on the upswing a little bit,
Yeah.
I know. I know. Sorry, Pedro.
I was
Sorry,
just laughing because you're like to bring things to the upcheck, and Zeus is like, yeah.
Yeah, I just
we're like
You're the Taker guy, It's,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just find the story fascinating,
Yeah,
because he's a man who refuses to break kayfabe, and he finally does it.
I find the only thing I found funny about this whole documentary they're doing with the Undertaker is how they've been promoting it. Like, did you like that Chicago Bulls documentary series?
Oh yeah.
You should watch this. It's just like it, but with the Undertaker.
Yeah, well, apparently this is like this is 4 years in the making because they started this in 2016.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it takes from 2016 up to today.
And,
so it's 4 years in the making.
Zeus, you were saying people were like watching the documentary. People were saying that comparing Undertaker to Michael Jordan, like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. Or
they're calling him. People are saying, "Well, is he the greatest wrestler of all time now?"
No, it's the greatest gimmick.
You got blinded by the production values, and,
yeah, exactly.
And you got a 5-part series that doing nothing but highlighting the most important and highest spots of his career, and everybody acting like, that everybody was into the Undertaker. People hated the fucking idea of the Undertaker. And when did they cover this? Did they cover how many refunds they gave out? And that because people were so mad about Undertaker beating Hogan that first time, that they had to do that Tuesday in Texas pay-per-view to make it.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, people were like, this guy's not a wrestler. This is just a big goof in a fucking, in a fucking Phantasm costume from a movie or some shit. I mean, he looked cartoonish. I mean, wearing a big,
he did.
Shiny gloves and shit, and the spats and all that crap. It's like everybody's like, no, he's been the greatest forever of all time. He's so amazing. It's like bullshit. He was just a big fucking.
I think it's the greatest gimmick. Is because he'd be able to evolve with the gimmick. He never had to change it. He just evolved it. Is he the greatest wrestler? Fuck from me, please. But it's a great gimmick. It was very cartoony, but then it evolved. So it's kind of cool.
I mean,
he's not Jordan. No, sorry.
That gimmick has made the WWE a lot of money through the years.
It did.
It made them a lot of money. So
how can you call somebody the greatest wrestler of all time has only been successful in one place?
Exactly.
He never after he became the Undertaker, he never had to reinvent himself somewhere else. And somebody tried to tell me, well, it's Steve Austin. I'm like, fucking Steve Austin was Stunning Steve in WCW and had to go reinvent himself a couple of fucking times to finally get over in WWF.
Yeah.
Now, you could debate this with me all day long, but I think the greatest wrestler, I think the Michael Jordan of wrestling is Ric Flair, only because he did it in the era of pro wrestling and he's doing it in the era of sports entertainment. I think he's the Jordan. It could be debatable, yes, no, maybe, but I think he's Jordan because he's done it everywhere he's gone, everywhere he's went, and he did it in the era where it was you got to protect the business still. And he's still doing 60-minute matches, and then he did it in the era of sports entertainment where everything's out in the open, and he's still Ric Flair, and he still made an impact, and he's still having people going, "Woo!" He's the Jordan of wrestling, in my book.
For our generation, he is. For our generation, era. For his era.
Yeah, for his era, he's definitely the greatest. I mean, and that's the thing, though, is Ric Flair was able to stay Ric Flair. He didn't have to change because all he had to do was just keep being himself.
Right. There's a heel or a face, right.
Right. He was just living that gimmick. So when he went to WWF the first time, he walked in there as Ric Flair, the real world champion, and everybody had to deal with that shit. It's just like, when Tully and Arn went to WWF and everybody had to deal with them is just fucking Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. And you wonder how many guys were in the locker room going, why the fuck did they get to, be who they are or who they were? Why didn't they get fucked over with a stupid gimmick, Right. But Flair, and you can kind of break down like the first half of his career, was on the way up, and then after WCW folded, it was on the downslope, the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And the thing is he's probably actually ended up losing more matches than he's won. Because they had him lose so many matches in WCW and they had him and it's just like, if they weren't screwing him over, he was willing to be, a mentor and somebody to make other guys look good in WWE.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I mean, his career, went for so long. I mean, I never saw the stuff in TNA.
You don't just pretend it doesn't exist.
Right.
I mean, I haven't.
I try to ignore that shit.
I know you can find it. I'm just not seeking it out.
Yeah, good job, Zeus.
Yeah.
Zero's here.
What?
And Zero, yes, it is we mentioned it at the top of the show. It is horrible that she's gone, and the situation is incredibly tragic and sad. And I don't want to go into full details about all that because I mean all that stuff's going to get sorted out over time. But it's just a huge loss, Yeah. So.
And we've been watching, Stardom together.
Yeah.
And I mean, she, Hannah is just a huge part of the whole organization. And it's just.
Think about the dark match on the Tokyo Dome this year.
Yeah.
Okay. They picked everyone in that match for specific reasons. Bushiroad, the company that owns New Japan and Stardom, they wanted Mayu because she's the icon of Stardom and she's the champ, the red belt champ. They wanted Arisa because she's was on the big white belt run and they saw her as like the one who was gonna dethrone Mayu in the future. They wanted Hana because super beautiful heel on that reality TV show. Again, she's so young. They saw her as one of the other pieces for the future, and they Julia because she had just been signed. She's the other super beautiful heel that they had just signed, and they saw her as big thing for the future. So all those people were in that match for specific reasons for Bushiroad to be like, look, this is the future of Stardom. You may want to check it out. Look at these. Look at what they do, and then half of that match is Arisa retired from neck and head injuries, and Hana is now sadly gone. And this is just 4 months later. We're just 4 months from this thing happening from that Tokyo Dome thing.
Zero, what's up, brother? Double Y, Double H, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been watching the We Are Stardom on Watch Together and all that stuff, and we've all she was such a big part. Her feud with Julia had so much life to it. I don't know if y'all heard the plans that Stardom had for like the 10th anniversary show next year. That it had come out this week because of the Risa retirement. The plans that they had for that show was good. The main event was supposed to be Mayu versus Risa for the red belt, and then like they were gonna do Julia Hana part 2 because remember they had a match in the Christmas Eve show last year.
Yeah,
and they were going to do like a second match, and it was supposed to have like an actual winner this time because the other match didn't have an actual winner. It was like I can't remember the finish if it was a draw or what, but
probably I think it was like double DQ or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. So they were going to have an actual winner between those two. And I think I'm not for certain on this one. I think they were going to have like Tam Nakano and maybe Jungle Kiona for the white belt or something. Something like that was going to go down. But
hey, Luis, what's going on?
Hey, Luis.
Sad day.
Luis.
Yeah, it's a terrible situation.
Sad week.
But let's we're gonna try to. And of course, yeah, we mentioned already the Shad Gaspar stuff. We talked about that, but
sad.
And like Zeus
saved
said,
his son.
You saw him at WrestleCade last year,
Yeah.
And he Crime Time. Yeah, they were pretty over for a while.
Yeah,
yeah, they were.
Yeah, apparently, Shad had pitched had recently pitched a TV show idea. So he'd been doing like writing and things, which is, I mean, that's great. You love to hear people that are, able to, move on. And I mean, the guy was still, he's still a physical beast and still great.
6'7", something like that.
Yeah, still good in the ring, and it's good to hear, when people can, walk away on their own terms, But
actually, Melissa, the Lego Queen, actually posted a nice picture with her at Crime Time.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, and a lot of it doesn't seem like there wasn't another wrestler that he met that didn't like him immediately because he was just so nice. I mean, I've seen people from, Lance Storm to all these other people just say how nice he was to, in person, and as a human, and, so, we definitely lost a good one there.
Taya had a really nice story on her Instagram. She had a nice post about her and Shad Gaspar through the years. So go check out her Instagram post on that.
She's got a clothing line out too.
Oh wow, she does.
If you want some, it's like a Loco wear or something like that. It's like bright colors, and looks like kind of nice, bright stuff to wear. It's like cool.
Just to try and turn things around a little bit, let's talk a little bit about some wrestling from this week. Just to segue a little bit, I was gonna watch Carneyland last night. That was my plan, and then all this.
I forgot that happened this week.
And then like all that stuff, like after SmackDown, I was talking with Stephanie, and then like my plan was I was gonna, because it was only 30 minutes. Y'all said I was gonna watch Carneyland. But then, like shortly in that time frame, the thing broke about Hana Kimura, so I didn't watch Carneyland because I was all absorbed in that story about her passing away. I'd been following the story earlier in the day, but Yeah, so I did not see Carneyland, but you, James and Zeus, y'all did, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I watched it live. It was
Yeah, I watched it live too with Zeus.
it was a nice mix of some stories about being on the road, and how kind of Carney is kind of applies to 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 people that maybe seem a little, wouldn't you say, seem a little more shifty from the wrestling
Yeah.
world.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Aldis told a story about a promoter in Tennessee who screwed him over on a hotel room, and he ended up getting arrested because the promoter was supposed to pay for the room and didn't, and the police came after him, and he had to go back and pay for the damn room. And which is very crazy. And then just kind of a few little skit type things, and stories from other people who kind of been so in other words, it's almost kind of like you might be a redneck.
Yeah.
But you might be in pro wrestling if a Carney's ever screwed you over on a booking or a hotel room, or and in just a lot of very specific instances. So I like I like that it is kind of biographical, and and kind of, and there's some story to it. So they announced that, and then there's also going to be daily shows from the NW.
Well, Zeus.
Hello, Zeus.
Oh man.
I think we lost him.
But yeah, Zeus.
Yeah.
Okay. You said they're gonna have daily shows.
Yeah, yours got cut off a little bit.
Daily shows. There's an Eli Drake show, and
actually, Eli Drake show was actually kind of funny. You see all the Impact Championships he had on the wall?
Yeah.
All his Impact belts. He's telling people that he's great, man. He's great. He's actually very funny.
Yeah, he's another nice and funny guy.
He was like, I've gotten in trouble just because of my mouth. I was like, I can relate. I was like, he was like, I say a lot of things that people don't like, but I don't give a shit. He was like, I'm eating live. I was like, this guy is awesome. I love it. Good stuff.
Yeah, so Carneyland, I'll definitely be watching that next week. So.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah,
I will be doing the same.
I have to catch up on this one and then watch that one.
I passively watched Raw, I think. I don't remember anything from it.
Ditto.
You don't remember Asuka's celebration with Kyrie doing the recorder performance?
Yes, which Asuka said later on Twitter that was the worst shit she'd ever heard of. It's like, yes, please don't ever do that again,
I'm just waiting for Kyrie Sane to turn on Oscar. That's what I want to see.
And then the backstage attack by Nia Jax on a still playing recorder Kyrie, and then Asuka attacking Nia Jax in retaliation.
Wow. Can I ask you guys a question? Where's Shayna Baszler in all this? Boy, who did she piss off?
I don't. The rumor I heard is Vince doesn't think that highly of her. So,
wow.
Yeah, because she's a hard-nosed wrestler. Of course not. Of course he doesn't like somebody that comes in and is a tough mean heel that has her strength is in her wrestling skill. Yeah, shocker.
I did think.
I could have sworn Shayna Baszler was a part of this championship storyline, and poof, she disappeared.
Yeah, I did think that she. I thought her match with Natalya that on the Raw was pretty decent. To be honest.
Yeah, it was. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, And Natalia's doing some weird gimmick where she throws tantrums and is a bad loser or something. I don't know where that's going. That's kind of weird, but
if anyone needs social distancing to end, it's Natalia, because I think she needs to start making those YouTube videos for a little bit.
You don't want to see her nipple come out again, James?
No, just stick it to the ring, okay? It's just her and her sister, like, no. Two drunken whores on a Friday night. Get the hell out of here, okay?
Damn it.
Damn it.
Didn't Drew wrestle someone on the road?
He beat somebody.
Yeah, it was Andrade, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was Andrade.
Okay. Who are they programming him against?
I don't know.
I mean, I really don't know. I know it seems like they were doing something.
I don't know. I know that McIntyre and Andrade has some amazing matches in NXT.
Right.
I don't know if they're trying to rekindle that. I don't know, but I really don't know who they're going to put a program.
I imagine that's what they're, calling back to.
Yeah, but I don't know.
What about
I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a rumor that Vince wants to set up Drew McIntyre in a big program with Tyson Fury.
With who?
With
the boxer.
Tyson Fury. Okay, I just didn't hear the name. Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I hope not, but because Vince, he loves his boxers, so I don't know.
I heard a rumor.
Not to mention. Vince is probably really mad that Mike Tyson's going to be on Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
I made you 20 years ago.
Mike, Vince take pride in the fact that he got Tyson in his prime, not now. Don't worry. See, his ego, even at this age, how old is he? What? How old is Vince now? What, he's 140? At this age, he needs to relax, okay? Jesus.
Oh, shit.
That so that thing you're talking about, Zeus, the Cody Rhodes is going to face Lance Archer in the finals of the TNT Championship tournament,
right?
And the whole build up for this thing it's so weird. I broke it down on our like private chat thing. I know you saw that, Zeus. And I mean, to me, the whole storyline is so weird. Let me read through this real fast. So this is how they've built up Cody versus Lance Archer on for this pay-per-view. So Jake the Snake showed up and he told Cody he's got someone coming for him. Then a week later, they reveal it's Lance Archer. Then Cody says he won't face Lance Archer. People have to earn a shot to face Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you got to earn a shot. You got to earn a shot in a promotion that's only been around for 9 months.
So then they announced the TNT Championship tournament, and they're on opposite sides of the bracket, of course. And Cody beats Shawn Spears in the first round. Lance Archer beats Colt Cabana in the first round. Cody wins versus Darby Allin in the next round over just Darby Allin just being a putz from the way they did it, which you may remember Angie and I talking about that a few weeks ago, because I saw the clips again. They had that countdown to Double or Nothing last night, and I saw the clips again, and I don't even like Darby Allin. I'm not even a fan of this man. I think has horrible ideas when it comes to his approach to pro wrestling. But it still pisses me off when I see the clip of how they had him lose that match, because it's like he lost via stupidity, and you're just like why would you? But this is someone who was over with their audience. Why would you do this to someone over with your audience? Yeah. But anyways, so Cody gets past Darby because Darby is an idiot. Then Lance Archer murders Cody's brother, Dustin Rhodes, murders him. And like Cody has chances to save Dustin and stop the match, but doesn't, and just lets Dustin get murdered. And a side note, they made this big deal for a week or two after that, like, oh, Dustin is finished; he can never wrestle again. Guess who's wrestling on the pay-per-view? Dustin's wrestling Shawn Spears. What was the whole point of putting over that Lance Archer ended his career and then going, oh, he's wrestling, like, just anyways, so Lance murders Cody's older brother Dustin. Then you had that whole debacle the next week with Jake the Snake putting the snake on Brandy and kind of air humping her and then accidentally stepping on the snake. Then the week after that, you had the debacle with Cody in that truck and the brawl and all that stuff. Then they announce that Mike Tyson, like just out of nowhere, suddenly Mike Tyson is inserted into this, and he's going to be a referee, enforcer, whatever on the tournament finals. And then the last thing to go, the go home bit for this match, they have Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake cut promos sitting across each other from a table in the ring. And the delivery of they do on the promo is fantastic, but the stuff they're saying is so fucking goofy. Like Arn Anderson is basically saying Cody has to win. He doesn't just want to win, he has to win because he's an executive leader of this company that's changed pro wrestling. And you're like, what kind of argument is this for someone to win like a sporting thing? I've never heard this argument put out there for a babyface supposedly character. Like, he's a leader in this company that's changed the business. He's got to win. Like, what does that even mean? Like, in kayfabe terms.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. And then like Jake the Snake fires back. They're almost promoting as if they're gonna fight each other. Like Jake and Arn are gonna fight each other. Arn's like, I'm gonna spine buster your ass, blah 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 blah, and all this stuff. And you're like, what? So your go home segment made you want to see Arn versus Jake in a senior citizens match. And you're like,
I hope they pay Arn a lot of money. I really do, because it's brutal.
But to me, it's such a weird buildup. Like it's so easy. It would have been so much easier to do this buildup. Like Jake the Snake shows up and says, Cody, no, what you do, you announce the TNT title tournament. This is the first thing you do. You announce this title tournament. We're gonna have a TNT title tournament. Cody Rhodes comes out there. He's like, I'm going to be in this tournament. I lost to MJF, but I'm going to make it up. I'm going to be in this tournament. I'm going to win. Then you have Jake the Snake come out and be like, oh, that's funny. I've got someone coming and he's gunning for you. And then brackets get released the next week. There's Lance Archer. He's on the opposite side. He's the guy with Jake the Snake or whatever, even though I don't think he should be with Jake the Snake. But like, if you're doing it this way, you show they're in opposite sides, and then you have them collision course, but you don't need to make it like the stuff with attacking the wife, the stuff with inserting Mike Tyson, having a silly like Steve Austin as done by a kid with a Tonko truck segment and all this kind of silly junk. Like you could get to it so much easier, so much simpler, and it'd be so much better.
Are they trying to go for like shock value? Is that what they're doing?
I don't know. I mean, so many things in this pay-per-view or with AEW in general I don't get. Like the Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida, the women's title match. Why can't it just be a title match? Why does it have to be a no DQ, no count out title match?
I don't know.
Like, why can't they just have a title match? Do you remember what Chris Jericho's very first title defense of the AEW title was?
Title defense? No.
His very first title defense was a street fight versus Darby Allin.
Oh, yeah.
That's your very first title defense, is a street fight on a regular television episode. I'm just like it should be just a regular title to match. You save the gimmick matches for whatever, but
pay-per-view.
But I mean, it's whatever.
A feud.
A feud, you say?
A feud. AEW. So to me, it's unwatchable. So I don't have anything to say. I can't watch it. The only thing I have to say, the only comment I have to say on AEW is stuff that you posted in our chat, Pedro, where you had Orange Cassidy versus Phoenix.
Yes.
I absolutely refuse. Okay, that's disgusting. That's disturbing. I should never see anything like that ever again. Okay, how dare you? It's sacrilege. The impudence.
You need to use your "I refuse" voice from last week. I refuse.
I refuse.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that Phoenix is hurt and not wrestling tonight.
Oh man, yes. So
no, and no. And what kind of no you don't get the N or the O? It just sucks.
They had a number of injuries come out of this Wednesday. So Phoenix, after the match, he did that dive and no one caught him, which I've seen AEW fans spin it as he didn't jump far enough. It wasn't their fault and all this kind of stuff.
They were standing around waiting for him for several seconds.
Yeah. Hey, look, in Mexico, they practice the diving and the catching a lot. And one of the reasons you see them like kind of do insane, stupid dives is because they have almost like they just accept that the people are going to catch them.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, the way they're trained. Like, well, I can do whatever. Someone's going to catch me. So, he does his dive. No one catches him. He splats on the floor. Then that's followed by Colt Cabana. I don't know why Colt Cabana has to do an acai moonsault. Like, this is not even part of his moveset. Like, it makes no sense. I've never seen anyone say, I want to see Colt Cabana do an acai moonsault. Like, I mean, it's just not something he does. And so he does an acai moonsault, and that one's almost comical because somehow he misses. People try to catch him, but somehow he misses everyone's hands, and everyone's hands misses him. He splats on the floor, but he seemed okay. He popped up. He just looked pissed off. And then Orange Cassidy does his dive, and no one catches him, and he lands on his head and neck real awkward. And it was such a debacle, that whole deal. And then that is followed by the women's match. They had a tag team match, and Britt Baker got injured again because they say what happened there was there's a spot, and I've seen the spot where Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander throw Nyla Rose on top of her. And when Nyla Rose landed on her, the thing I thought was bad, like I saw Britt's head snap back. So I thought maybe the injury was to her head. But apparently the bad part was the way Nyla landed on her knee or her leg. So she, when Nyla landed in some bad way on Britt's leg, it injured Britt's leg. And so, Britt was out. Is now out. Yeah, she was supposed to wrestle Chris Statlander on the pay-per-view. That's changed to Penelope Ford. Phoenix has been replaced. I mean, I don't know how this is the person you replace Phoenix with, but he's replaced with Joey Janela. And Matt Jackson apparently took a slight injury to his ribs, but I think he's still doing his match or whatever. But he took a slight injury to his ribs in this brawl they had at the end of the show. I don't know.
Well, actually, Lewis brings up a point that people have written off the Darby loss was for a big payoff to finally beating Cody, possibly for a title. As Pedro, what do you think about that? Because you watch AEW.
But okay, let's talk about this a moment. Okay. Okay, so Darby and Cody had a match at Fyter Fest last year, I think, and it was a time limit draw. Then they had a rematch, and Cody got the knees up and won. And then they had this match. Darby did the knees up thing to Cody because Cody had to do Darby's finish for some reason. and then he did his finish, and then Darby's stupidity cost him the match. Because imagine you hit your finish on someone, and then you lay on the canvas with both your shoulders on them, like with your, and being like, yeah, I've done it, I've won, and not paying attention that the guy has his shoulders off the mat and you're the one being pinned. That is the finish they did. So if they're building up to Darby finally beating Cody, I mean, it's more like he has to beat himself, like his own stupidity now to overcome Cody. Like that thing did him zero favors, because you can't look at Darby now without thinking he's a fucking idiot. In kayfabe, not in real life, but in kayfabe, he just comes off like an idiot. Like,
yeah,
and that's not his fault. I mean, that's not Darby Allin's fault at all. That's the booking's fault. Let's be clear on that. That is AEW and the booking's fault for that being the thing he has to overcome now, that he looks like he's stupid. Whoever suggested that finish needs to be the one to answer to it, in my opinion. But I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, if the AEW audience is like happy with it, that's fine. Like, right. They should enjoy it. I'll bring up another thing. Moxley, he has that match with Brody Lee on the pay-per-view for the title, and they had a thing where Brody Lee like stole the title belt, and so he's been running around with the title belt. And like Moxley had a thing on Monday. He beat up one of the Dark Odor people. One of the masked people, he beat up one of them, number 10 or something like that. I thought he was going to be wrestling Sean Spears, because they said he was wrestling 10, and so I thought, the 10 guy, Sean Spears, Ty Dillinger when he was in the WWE. So I thought, that's that must be who 10 is, but no, 10 is just one of the jobbers from Dark Odor. So he beats this guy. And Brody Lee's cutting this terrible promo, because Brody Lee is not suited to cut promos. He may get it in the future, but like right now, he's not suited to do this kind of promo.
The only person not suited to cut a promo is Damian Priest, but go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get into that, him and Jeff Hardy in a bit. But Moxley said something like he wasn't going to chase Brody Lee around backstage for the title like a geek. And I saw people like, that's so awesome. Yeah, he's not falling for that thing of, chasing after the title that's been stolen like everyone else does. And I was like, do y'all realize he's basically just called this guy who's wearing ill-fitting suits and looks terrible in them and looks like a geek and these horrible segments a geek? Like, he has just buried his challenger like big time. So if he beats Brody Lee, he's beaten this big geeky guy now. I mean, it's fine if people like it, and that's great. More power to them, but I just don't personally get the booking stuff going on. And the way people defend stuff is just, I don't know, it's crazy. But you know what I thought is easy to defend, James?
Everything in AEW is 5-star. Even the commercials, those are 5-star commercials. I've never seen a commercial like that ever in my life.
They're 5-star commercials, but you know what's easy to defend, James?
What?
Is finding NXT this week a very good episode.
Finally.
I enjoyed Cross kicking ass and Tozawa and Hijo del Fantasma, and I did really enjoy the fact that Mauro Ranallo went out of his way to say Hijo del Fantasma instead of Io. I really appreciate that. After the last month of having to listen to EO, EIO, Del Fantasma. You know,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, but
Oh, hey man, it's
I
all
mean,
good.
I mean,
Get the guy's name right.
he's a guy who's had to, say a lot of different names. You got 43 million Spanish people, Spanish speaking people to the south of us. So pick it up.
But it was. I thought I was starting to lose a little faith in NXT because 3 straight weeks the show was absolute shit. They finally picked it up. It was a good show. I love the opening with Killer Cross, just like you said, Zeus. I mean, that entrance with him and Scarlett, it fucking killer. It's on point,
Yeah.
And he's killing these enhancement talents, these jobbers. Oh my god, these poor guys. I hope they're getting hazard pay. Jesus, But but you know what? I'm excited with him and Ciampa. I think him and Ciampa are going to have a good thing. I think that could really take off and be a good feud. I think it's good stuff because I've seen Ciampa, have like amazing match of the year candidates. I mean, amazing stuff, man. So they let them both go. I think that we're going to see like match of the year stuff. I truly believe that. I thought the show was good. I like the whole thing with the Undisputed Era and Velvet Team Dream and the Colonel De Beers lookalike. What's his name?
Who?
Truth Commission guy.
Yeah.
Dexter Loomis.
That's
yeah, he's. I'm starting to like him. I thought that was a very good match, man. I mean, those guys are going at it.
Colonel De Beers, like the millennial Colonel De Beers.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I thought it was a good match. I thought that Drake Maverick match was really good. I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a really good show. Now I got faith that TakeOver is going to be like a TakeOver again. I can't wait for the NXT TakeOver.
Drake Maverick versus Kushida was really good.
It was a great match.
Really good match. They milked that drama really well, like Kushida busting out all the limb work and Drake Maverick just selling it like over the top. I mean, I didn't know how. I thought Kushida was going to win and this was going to be it for Drake Maverick, but that's not what happened. And I thought they did a really good job with that. The Dexter Loomis Roderick Strong match, that match was good.
That match was very good. They were stiff. They were a little stiff.
Yeah, Dexter Loomis needs to do something about his look. His look is so bad. But
you know what, Pedro? It's so bad, it's good.
I guess. Why does he come out to the Stranger Things theme song?
Oh my god! Hold on a second. Hello?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
We can still hear you, James.
We hear you, James. Jimmy Jams, we hear you. We hear you.
Maybe he doesn't hear us.
Well, damn it. I was just saying, are you familiar with the Stranger Things theme song, Zeus?
No.
It's like it's like all synthy and 80s. That's what his theme song is like. It's like that's why I was joking in our chat that is he from the Upside Down? Hey, Luis, that's what I'm hearing is that Brian Cage is going to be the mystery guy in the ladder match of the AEW pay-per-view.
James? Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, you kind of had to figure somebody's going to try to scoop him up.
Yes.
There you are.
We hear you, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, my God.
James, we hear you. The whole world hears you, James.
He doesn't hear us. It must be it.
Dang it, brother. Yeah. People are saying Brian
You
Cage.
guys?
Yes.
Yo.
James? We hear you, James.
He can't hear us.
James.
Oh, we can hear that, James.
James.
Hello?
Yes.
So sorry, guys. I had an emergency call from my cardiologist. I'm sorry, my bad.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
All
all right. They just want me to come in on Tuesday, 8:00 in the morning. Something came up.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, don't be sorry about that at all,
I have
man.
a new phone. I was trying to navigate everything at the same time, so my bad.
I was just saying I don't know why Dexter Loomis's theme song is the theme to Stranger Things. I don't know why that's his theme song, but
Brutal.
but
Brutal.
that match was good. I think that scene post match where he's like stroking Roderick Storm and Roderick
Yeah,
Storm.
that was a little weird. That was a little, I don't know. That was a little weird.
Oh, there's that whole attack by Velveteen Dream on Adam Cole, and he did that like elbow drop onto the floor and stuff. He went Cactus Jack on Adam Cole.
Yeah, he did.
What happened to Djoinkin Jankovic or whatever his name is?
Dominic Dajakovic?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He just disappeared. I don't know. I don't know. But again, this week we were treated to another, interesting edge of your seat promo skills of one Damian Priest.
How did that promo go, James?
Well, I was making a sandwich and I decided to attack Finn Balor and call Jeff Hardy so he can copy my style and maybe make hundreds of dollars sounding like me while making sandwiches as well. Oh, and I have to kill Keith Lee again. Thank you. Horrible.
One thing I don't think is working is this Johnny Gargano heel turn. I'm sure it may work eventually, but now
that is the worst thing. It's they made a joke out of Gargano. All right, so now who did he piss off?
I mean, they might actually legitimately think this is good shit.
Yeah.
But Zeus, they had Johnny wrestling. I mean, he put on 5-star matches. Now they're doing this shit. It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. But there's some people that just, they're just sitting there going, okay, let me try to own it and let me try to make it work. That's
right.
Sometimes that's the only thing you can do in WWE when they give you a big pile of shit is just to rub it all over you, until you fucking get used to it and then own it, and then then everybody else, and then on the off chance that somebody else might appreciate it,
I mean, I think it could still work. Both him and Candice LeRae, they're getting this thing could still work, but
but be a badass heel, Pedro.
It's gonna take some time for them to find their.
Be a badass heel. Do you want to know how you be a badass heel? Cut those stupid dinner vignettes, and you go up against Scarlett and Killer Cross. Karrion Kross. That's how you be badass heel. Jump them from behind, or try to jump them from behind.
He can't do that now. He can't.
Yeah, now he can. It's all messed up now, right?
With Ciampa in there.
Right, exactly. And I'm sorry, but Ciampa's much more of a badass than Gargano is. So,
I mean, but they have to do something different with him. He can't be, everybody can't be a badass heel.
Yeah. I mean,
somebody's got to be the weasel sometimes.
Yeah. Someone has to be like the comedic, cheating bad heel or whatever.
Yeah, but if it was good, then okay, but it's not good.
But we have to let it play out. I mean, it could get better, right? Like I said, right now, it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's really terrible.
It's not working right now, but and I hate that I'm going to bring this up, but in AEW, you remember how bad Britt Baker's first heel promo was, Zeus?
Which one was that? The one on the cruise ship?
I think it's the cruise ship or I think it was the one on the cruise ship. How bad that one was. And then the next week after that was also really bad. So for like 2 or 3 weeks, she was doing these really awful like heel promos, and then they just started getting better. Like she just started. Supposedly she was talking with Jericho, and Jericho's giving her tips, and it just has gotten better. Like her in-ring work is still not great, as we all know. But since she's still getting injured and stuff, although this one may not be her fault, but yeah, she her promo thing, her character work has improved. So with this, you also have to think, we just have to let it grow. We have to see how it goes. I mean, they might.
I don't have to let it grow because I don't watch that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you don't have to. Of course, but
I just turned the channel. I watched this week. I watched the Tozawa and HDF and Cross, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I mean, just between everything else that had happened, I was like, that's all I can take tonight of wrestling. That's
right. I understand that, but I also think the Drake Maverick Kushida match was the best match on that episode. Right. And I think that Io Shirai Rhea Ripley was a good match. That was a good match. It was a better tease than the Io Shirai Charlotte match was, in my opinion.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get the triple threat of takeover. So.
Yeah, we know it was about setting up the angle, but it was more what we wanted in Io Charlotte if you're going to do that than we got, and we got that here. Like Io and Rhea ripped it up, and they had a good little match, and then they left meat on the bones and did the angle with Charlotte getting out there and setting up the play. So, I thought it was a James. You and I were pretty excited afterwards. It was pretty good. I thought it was a good episode.
It was a good episode. I did like the EO match. Her, like as you said, it was a great tease with Rhea Ripley and with Charlotte. It was good. I thought the episode was the throwbacks to episodes of before. It was not like a true old school NXT episode, but it was good.
Right.
It was good. I think they're heading in the right direction. I am hoping TakeOver is a continuation of stuff like this. I really hope that they turn the notch up. I hope that they let Cross and Ciampa do their thing, because I think that could be a really excellent program, and it could be milked. It could really be milked, if done properly. And you have to let them go. You have to let them. They got to give them 30 minutes in the ring and say, go do your thing. Don't overproduce it. Don't overscript it.
They could probably do it in 20.
20, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just today's fans are not. They can't deal with it.
You don't think they'll be into it?
I think if you really want to get crossover, you don't make it an epic match at all. And I'm not saying it has to be a squash, but you keep it on the shorter side and you have Cross dominate and win. If you want to get him super over.
Right. Well, if you want to get him super over, then you really don't keep it in the ring, because like his character is like that, that strange badass kind of character. So you have him do like a lot of out of the ring stuff. Have him slam Ciampa on the table, shit like that.
Right.
You don't have to keep it the quote unquote wrestling. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. A total aside here, I just want to say I really love this thing that Io Shirai does in her promos, where when she's talking smack about people, she has like a disgusted look on her face, like she's disgusted, like thinking about the people, and then as soon as she finishes talking, she puts like a Cheshire cat smile. Have y'all noticed that deal she does? Like she goes from disgusted to like she's like laughing at them. I thought it was kind of a cool characterization thing.
I do like the fact that Mia Yim's going to team up with Keith Lee. That's actually kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I mean that's they should I'm glad they're kind of taking advantage of that instead of making up a fake couple.
Yeah.
I wonder what that could be referenced to, Zeus. But I almost forgot about this before we talked about the fake couple. That Shotzi Blackheart video.
That video was kind of got me hyped, man. That was a good hype video.
That video was awesome. Her with the tanks and all that stuff.
Yeah, she was really into it. That's another thing. It's like sometimes they actually do showcase somebody with their own gimmick. Now, there's a really good chance if she ever makes to the main roster, they're just going to flush her down the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, what's all these horns on her helmet? I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Tank.
How about poor Santana Garrett? I mean, I've never seen anyone lose who looks so good, She looked good losing.
Who was she facing? Chelsea? No.
No, not.
It was Mia.
It was
It was Mia Yim.
Yeah.
So Santana Garrett has not looked that great in NXT so far, like in terms of the in-ring stuff and all that. Nope. But this, like you were saying, James, this was like her best outing in a really long time.
Yeah, she actually looked good. She looked really good.
She was moving around really well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was hit like really well. The way she sold that finish, she sold it almost like she did a great job with everything. And it was like, oh, she looked really good right now. Like she's doing a great job. And
the only thing we could speculate is that she was injured. Maybe who knows? Who knows?
And it was in a squash losing. Like she was the jobber in a squash match, and yet she came off better than Mia Yim almost.
Yeah.
In the match, I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. But
you were saying about this couple, Pedro?
Zeus was alluding to some fake couple. What are you alluding to, Zeus?
I don't know. They do it all the time.
Oh,
what am I alluding to?
This was supposed to be a segue to SmackDown. I thought you were on the same wavelength. That's all it was.
No, when y'all were like that, I was like going, I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Oh, I was alluding to Otis.
Do you mean the new Dukes of Hazzard slut over here, Mandy Rose? The fucking General Lee tricycle she rode in on with a stupid cut off denim. Like really? Well, like, you're supposed to be trailer park trash now? What, do you hang out with Roseanne now? Like, how are we living with the stupid gimmick over here? No, I don't buy it.
No, it's, that was so fucking stupid.
On the opposite end of that spectrum, though, Sonya Deville looked hot coming into the ring with her ring gear. That was legit hot. I was like, look at this. She looks good.
What about that knee strike she was hitting at the end?
That
was awesome.
The back one. Back. I'm really not a big fan of the back of the head knee strike, just because it's just seems like something could easily go wrong.
Right.
But yeah, of course she's going over. It's like, but Mandy does, everything of hers is tied into her appearance, so it's like, where do we think that this feud is going to go?
It's already run its course in my eyes. It's already run its course. They're trying to squeeze shit out of it.
Yeah, but unless they move on, but Otis still has the briefcase.
Yeah,
he still has something to lose. It's like he's got Mandy. Everybody's happy about that, and it's over and whatever. But what's I keep saying, what the hell are they going to do with this crap? Because it's just so not interesting to me. And because Sonya Deville is light years better in the ring than Mandy. It's like, why are you wasting Sonya and Mandy against each other right now?
Right. They were a perfectly fine tag team duo, to be honest with you.
Right.
You didn't really need to break up that dynamic because they had a chemistry because they're friends in real life. So, of course, they had like a chemistry together, like in terms of working. But yeah, who knows? We know why Mandy was pushed over her. There's a platinum reason why,
Yeah.
But I didn't see all of SmackDown.
The AJ Styles Nakamura match was okay. It was nothing out of the ordinary. It was pretty decent.
I came in the middle of that. Then there was that awesome Bayley Charlotte Flair match.
That was actually pretty good. Pretty good.
Hill Bailey is Bailey
is awesome.
It's a delight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And she got it, and she went over a flare.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent. That's how you build up the story. Excellent.
And the best part of that is she used like a Ric Flair, reversal and hang on to the ropes to get the win.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you all that running your mouth you did before the match started, Charlotte, and then you got Ric Flaired by your opponent.
Yeah. That's how you build a story. It's not rocket science. They finally got it right.
Then I don't know what they're doing with the Strowman. It's next week is Strowman against Miz and Morrison.
I don't understand that at all, Zeus. Like, I was totally lost in that whole thing. I'm like, what are they doing? What?
I mean, this is just my speculation. I haven't heard any rumors or nothing. But my speculation is they're just giving him something to do to try to make people not think about the Fiend thing for when Bray Wyatt reappears as the Fiend to challenge him. So they're just, killing time. They're just filling some time before Bray Wyatt reappears as the Fiend to challenge him. So.
Yeah, but you gotta do something a little better than that, Pedro. Because then that not for nothing, but it does cheapen the championship. How are you gonna have two people own the championship at the same time?
Obviously, I don't know how to say this, but Miz and Morrison are not going to go over in this situation.
No, I know that, but just the thought of the announcers have to put that over. They could be the first ever, cold world heavyweight. They got to put that over to make the storyline work. But again, in doing so, it's going to cheapen your top title.
How many times, James, has the WWF/E had a WWF champion beat a tag team champions like in a handicap match? It's happened a number of times.
Yeah, I know. So, everything in WWE don't make sense anyway, so they're just trying to make sense of the nonsensical.
What else was? I had music playing, so I in my headphones, so I didn't pay that much attention to Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, but Jeff Hardy.
That match was like 10 years old. That match already happened 10 years ago on SmackDown. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Sheamus. He needs a full, complete gimmick overhaul. I'm tired of hearing, ta-da! No, please, get out of my TV. Oh, hold on, Tom. Before I go further. Speaking of get out of my TV, why are the Forgotten Sons on my television again?
Because they're your favorite, James.
I refuse.
We know you love them.
They should not be on there, okay? They should not be on that TV. They absolutely suck. The Forgotten Pop sucks.
James got
huge balls.
Forgotten Sons T-shirts, hats, hand koozies, shot glasses, and James got the Forgotten Sons book of how to cut a promo.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my!
James owns it.
Yeah, brutal. Like the Forgotten Pop was on my television again. Like, why? And then, this Jeff Hardy, his promo, he's starting to sound like Damian Priest. I went to the store. Sheamus, here I come. I almost felt like saying, did you pop a pill before cutting that promo? Because something doesn't sound right. Because he sounded very monotone, almost like Damian Priest. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
It's because they're all being given these scripts at the last minute to fucking memorize.
Yeah, it's hard.
They're trying to remember their fucking lines instead of being allowed to say what the fuck they should be saying.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Tune in tonight and you will see me, Matt, and Jeff Hardy, shit. Fuck, it's like, Jesus, if they can't cut a promo, fucking don't put them on TV. Or don't have them cut a promo.
It's almost, I hate to say this, but it's almost like bad porn. It's like, now I'm going to enter you and dominate you. Now, okay, yes. I'm gonna get into some emotions, some Shakespearean type, like, now, Vanessa, I will part you like the Red Sea. Put some oomph into it, Get into it. I mean, Jeff Hardy was like, like, hi, yes, Sheamus, no, yes, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know if saying get into it while talking about porn is the best direction, but
but you know what I'm trying to. It's just it felt like it was. As you said, it was like overproduced.
Can't believe porn has entered this conversation, but
I was just trying to make a joke analogy, like a funny analogy.
Damn
that's
it,
all.
James! Damn it!
Damn it, James! I'm a doctor, not a jokester.
Yeah. So I mean, there are some things I like going on in the WWE right now. I like the Asuka stuff, of course. The Bailey stuff is awesome.
I like the Bailey stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a few other things that probably you kind of follow with passing interest. NXT, of course, more things there. But
I like Drew McIntyre as champ, but I think they dropped the ball because I think they should have waited. If it was possible, I don't know the whole circumstances with the whole thing with Lesnar's contract, etc. But I think he really could have benefited from crowd because he would have got a huge pop after beating Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they could have rode that momentum and really built him up as a champion. But now he just seems to come off as ho hum,
He's still really over. I mean, as far as like his fans go, and there's a lot of positivity around him.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
There's a lot to talk about this week. But we are out of time, amigos. We're gonna have to get going. But anyone got anything to plug or?
I just want to say on a non-wrestling issue, I'm excited that finally the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League is finally coming to HBO Max in 2021. And then that bullshit that we all own on Blu-ray and DVD, and now I can throw that piece of shit away. That's a horrible movie. And I look forward to the real Justice League.
Yeah, I was like, I do not own this movie, so.
I brought the fucking steel case like an idiot, but there you go. But that's me. So it's
what about
good.
you, Zeus?
I would just want to say congratulations to MMM Show. They're now part of like Mask Republic and their group, so they had to their content's moved. So check out their social media to check out the latest episode of their podcast.
Cool.
I'll just tell people Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific. I think that's right. The next episode of Looking at Cards will come out, and it'll be over 1989 Topps baseball cards. So,
nice.
Any baseball fans out there will be opening some wax packs from 1989.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Baseball.
But I want to thank everyone: Angie, Luis, Zero, YYH.
Yes, man.
In the chat.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks everybody for coming in. Luis, double Y, double H, the Ange for waking up early, and Zero, my brother. You told Mama Zero to have my sandwich waiting for you when I get home. All right, bitch. All right.
Oh dang. But yes, it's a rough week. We'll all just hope for the best. Be kind to each other, and stay safe out there. And
yes, please, everybody stay safe.
Everyone, take care. Adios.
Have a good weekend, all. Thanks for listening.